What are the limits of your power?
Wanna fight?
Bye, everyone. Hello, Lord Ares.
Well, if it isn't Malphon, the twin fists, bound to your very capable hands. So many weapons are so indirect, I think. With Malphon, you are about as close to the destruction as can be.
We got over 40 vessels. It's pretty beautiful, actually. I really like those green colors. It's really nice. It's safe to say, I'm going to be out here today, but I don't think that could be the very first vessel that I try to see. These beautiful locations, but also, yeah, I just think that it's probably like a safer way of potentially doing it. I think what I need to do really quick is try to find a lower level vessel, paint that thingy up, and we can screw it up if we have to. It's fine, we just have to get it like a building. I'm looking out on the back of it, and then I can essentially try to get that thing into the track back of the platform. And the way that I used to do it, I don't know if it works like that anymore. It's honestly because on passes for me to bother trying to save up the vessel, and for the most part in survival evolved, I'm fixing a snow owl to just, you know, knock it out of the sky and things like wrapped around it, and yeah, it's like an easy team that way. But obviously we can't do that like that right now, so we gotta come up with other ways to pull back into the past, do some of my other methods.
More darkness.
If we could potentially manage to get it into my head. Be another thing. I don't think it'll be possible. Actually, you know what? We might be able to. Follow for rare flowers. I can't remember. I feel like they don't, but they also might. And I feel like I should probably try that out. Just as I thought that does not work. I had a feeling that it would work. But yeah, that confirms it. Yeah, he does not care. Okay, we're gonna have to do it the other way then. Also, probably worth mentioning that, you know what, vessels nowadays are not that great now that we have the Rhino, and I know I'll team up a Rhino as well at some stage, but for the moment, I want to cheer up a little bit. We have the Archie right here. The vessel can carry more things than the Archie can, and it's not as OP as the Rhino. We'll get there eventually, but yeah, so having the vessel will actually allow me to pick up things like salmon and stuff like that. We can't pick up like Rex class creatures, but I believe we're able to pick up a Uranus. And if I can pick up a Uranus, that's going to be huge, because those things are major pain to actually pick up. So, yeah, we get all the way back here. I think they can pick up a Uranus. Most of these are the ones that have actually used the vessel. Yeah, figure that. Guys, go ahead and give me bigger. Hit the like button if you do it. Okay, we'll have to do the other way that I'm thinking of, but then, yeah, we first need to go around and just look for me. It doesn't have to be a high level one to be in any level.
Olympus, I accept this message.
I'll just try to team it regardless. So there we go. I got some parachutes, I've got some grappling hooks, and I've got strength and everything that we should be good to go. I just need to go find one now. Well, there we go. We got a level 70 male. Not too far from the base either. I wanted to wait till daytime just because I didn't know what I was trying to do in the evening. Yeah, let's try to get this thing in. So what we gotta do is I'm going to whistle my RD to attack the vessel. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be able to catch up with the vessel. In the meantime, I'm actually gonna be grappled onto my own RD, and then we should try to shoot the air like that. So the level up will probably be a lot better for here, because we're gonna be able to do it a lot quicker. So yeah, we need to get the grapple, and then we're gonna have to do like skill signal after the level. We have to go ahead and have you go and attack that. This is how they used to do it back in the day. I think another way that that we did you were able to level up speed on flyers. You used to like get a really good scorpion, and then you'd essentially
Sisyphus,
you just
have you
carry
had
the
run-ins with
scorpion around
Tisiphone the Fury here before?
on the RG.
She isn't much for conversation, I don't think.
So yeah, this will work. We'll get there eventually.
Why,
It's a
yes,
little bit
I have, in
bouncy,
fact,
so I'm not entirely certain
She's
how
visited on multiple occasions,
accurate I need to
told.
be. Yeah, those
So
okay.
she-
That hit apparently. That did not look like a sure hit.
She is, although I think she's back to deal with me.
Going towards the redwood.
I'll have to keep her
Let me
plenty
try
busy
some
just in
stars. I
case.
don't know if that's gonna be better.
Appreciate it,
My
Prince.
crossbow is
Of
better,
all the
but
Fury
the
sisters,
side
she's
is
the
more
one I would
accurate
least
with
care to
stars
see.
anyway, there's less
But if she
drop
does
on
stop
them.
by, you know,
Like
that's how
that,
it goes.
nice. So the RG will not be able to catch up to it, but if we miss a couple shots or whatever,
Makes sense to
not
me.
hitting it as much,
Cheers, mate.
then we're gonna have, a little break in time where we'll think that we're not accurate anymore to be able to catch up to it. So yeah, we see such a hit, I think. No, it's not hit, okay.
You're gone.
Yeah, this is a little bit tricky. I need up a little bit, I don't know if it's something that fast. It's definitely pretty far away from me, unfortunately. Let's try and catch up to it. So yeah, this is the way that it used to be done.
Felt something.
I don't know how many people have been doing this recently. But yeah, this is so weird to do it like this. But yeah, I guess without like better creatures, this is kind of the way. You are not doing super hot in terms of health, actually. Okay, we're not really close enough. I can't really hear it at all here. Can we aim up a little bit?
These fists are hungry
I
to
can't really
fight.
see it. Where is it? Oh, there
There we
it is. Oh,
go.
hello. Okay. Is it gonna? Oh, what happened? Okay, I thought I fell there for a second. What the hell? Okay, it's very hard to see through the trees right now. Where is it? There it is. Okay. It's okay, I'm wasting arrows. That's really not expensive. In fact, I don't actually think I've made arrows recently. I just keep taking them off of this
You
thing.
want to go?
I cannot see where. Oh, there it is. Okay. I might end up almost killing it here. I don't know. I'm not doing great. Let me get you here. There we go. Maybe, possibly, it's hard to see. There you are. Okay, got you again. You can get headshots, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. There we go. Turning this thing to pure red. Oh my god, it actually has some nice colors too. Okay, here we go. Come on. Come on, bro. You
Guessing
and me.
Electo?
You're gonna be my friend. The penitent abandoned you in
I knew it.
please.
Good job, Red Blood. You
Okay,
made
got
it
it
all
again?
this
Okay.
way. But
I don't know
I
how
have got
close
to
it
send
be
you
at this
back to
point.
Daddy
Did it
now.
drop?
Nothing
Which half?
personal.
Where is it? Oh no, there it is. Okay,
Wish you
I
could
thought
join
it
me,
dropped there
Electo.
for a second because I
Want me to
couldn't
put
see
in a
it.
good word with Father next time so you can come visit us at the house yourself?
You know, I'd rather have my eyes put out, but thanks for offering. Now, time to head on home.
Nothing happened. Bounce around so much here. Just aim up like that. Again, like I don't want it to get knocked out above the water, but I gotta keep hitting it because there's one more does drop.
I don't know how strong the hurricane is. Like I said, I don't really know anything about it. Like, it's damn lights off. Can I get it? One of that? I don't know how strong the hurricane is. Like I said, I don't really know anything about it. Like, it's after anything. He's unpredictable. That's a lot stronger than I thought. If I do lose power, the stream goes out, just I'll be painting support these things, so don't worry about it. This is a Hollow Knight style game. And since like a bit long faith in some song ever coming out, I guess when very excited.
Get out. Did Malphon shudder? Got to keep going. Which one?
It's like Cat 3, Cat 4, BB.
Okay.
Appreciate the good luck, but do not believe hurricanes are real. That's kind of like the implication of
Closer to the
putting it in
surface.
quotes.
Check.
It's all a government psyop. Those hurricanes aren't real. 5G's polluted our brains. Do you think people grow to hate Souls-likes
Be
for
there soon, Bell
oversaturation? Yes. I do think so. And when that day comes, it's gonna be a real shame. And I keep taking a lot of hits right now. Yikes. This is still like the tutorial, too. Holy. Crimson Hibiscus back. Are you ready for the storm or what? No. I don't know about it. I don't know what it registered on the Waffle House Codex. Well, Howard's already working. That doesn't bode well. Hey, I guess I might have no shot.
Can catch my breath.
Yeah, what do you want? Hey there, hon. So what do you think? Pretty good tune, right? Don't know how come everybody doesn't sing. Lightens the mood, passes the time. What's not to like?
It's a beautiful song. Even though you're angry with him, Orpheus, I mean, you're always...
Oh, it's not Orpheus' song. You kidding me? This one's all mine. He always did like going on about how I'm his muse. Well, that's because I wrote half his songs for him. Bet he didn't mention that, did he?
Trip, I guess.
Well, not exactly in those words, but Orpheus can be a little hard to pass.
He can be a little hard to tolerate. A quality I hope isn't going to rub off on any of his mates. I should get back to practicing. See ya. Coming right up.
Wow, that's good. Thanks again.
Smooth sailing.
How dare you?
Let's get out of here. This isn't good.
What shall we do here once you finally arrive? Perhaps we could go out and meet some mortals. I know all too many maidens or noble gentlemen who'd
Lady Aphrodite, I am truly blessed simply.
lasting relationships are built on reciprocity.
We're safe.
I'm honored, Aphrodite. Hear me on my authority.
Really don't know how to fight. Pretty cool Geralt out here. Well.
Here's the fee. I will keep coming back, just like your stupid heads. Till you reconstitute again.
Go no further, boy. I'm warning you.
To the top. And check. Elysium. Another chance. See that, Malphon? Let's go, Malphon. More flame wheels.
so, cuz? Normally I'd stop for no one here, but when it comes to her, it's...
Time to go.
I'm rich.
Boosted a boon.
Alright then.
I'm up. Oh, hi. I'd ask you how it went, but since you're here again,
Cheers.
Pardon the interruption. My records indicate that you've collected earnings based on some of your accomplishments there, boy. I suppose you need an income of your own, having decided to cut ties and all.
What, you mean the bounties that you've offered up to anybody capable of beating Meg and all your other guardians out there? Don't you think that puts a lot of undue pressure on them, knowing that you've turned them into targets?
They must do better than they have, else they shall be replaced. If they're to grow in their respective roles, they have to know their weaknesses. And so do I. That you collect the bounties for it matters not.
What about the bounties for vanquishing you? Who's your replacement going to be?
Enough. Get out.
Your extended family, the Olympians. They wish to help you from this place, don't they? I just hope that their intentions are as pure as they appear. They don't get on well with your father.
Neither do I last time I checked. I'll take all the help I can get trying to break out of it.
I'm pleased to hear you say that. I've known too many far too proud to accept help, even when it was sorely needed. You just be careful, lad.
Where's our court musician? Well, I don't see why not. You've done so much for us, house contractor. Why don't you do a little something for yourself?
If that mess of a table enhances the contractor's productivity, then so be it.
May I help you?
Than's the featured servant of the house again.
What do you want from me? Leave me alone. We've nothing to discuss.
I was just checking up on you. Just let me know if you wanted to talk.
I'm not interested in having company, especially from you. You stay the hell away while I'm off duty.
What's in stock? Fair and square. Here's the gemstones. What's cooking?
just thought I'd mention it.
Unvariable.
This is my latest haul. We're settled up.
Dash through with a jump. It's been such a long process. Maybe still tell me still coming this year though. That's the biggest gulp I've read all year. It's not coming this year. Maybe next
It's
year.
time, Baratha.
Probably the year after that.
Baratha, awaken.
Hey, what's going on back there? Hurricane Charlie back in the early 2000s.
All right.
So I'll let you know. 100% it was it Irene? I can't remember. One of the hurricanes that blew through and crushed Orlando when we were still living there, it had debris flying all over the place. Like there was big chunks of metal. Like there was like a whole structure.
Let's see what happens.
That like landed in our driveway, I think, or no, in our backyard. And my dad was so afraid that the wind was going to up and like blast through the windows.
Do every step till you arrive here, Zacharias. Then I will probably ignore you like...
Smaller pieces and like throwing it around during the hurricane. It was so badass. Someone's like piece of
Going in.
Decisions is of little
This is brand new. Never saw this.
What is it now?
Should be useful. Lord Dionysus, it's been great getting to know you.
Now that is something. A right princely gift there, Zach. And just so happens, I got something here I have been meaning to give you.
Thank you, Dionysus, mate.
Hey, Zach, got to tell you, I cannot believe that little Artemis is hanging out with you. She doesn't hang with anybody, man. But I digress. Take...
I can't. Die by Baratha. Stay out of my way next time.
You know, I guess I'll just hold on to my gym. And hopefully not lose it to the boss.
Hey, think I see a fish? Don't spend it all in one place, mate. Power of Olympus. I'll take this one. I bet it's Meg again.
Where's their health spices?
Let's hear it.
Murder?
I don't understand. But I'm not who you think I am. My father sent you to stop me. Not again. I'm innocent. Blood. Let's hear it, Father. Might help. Nowhere to go but out. Check. The Bone Hydra awaits. Good night. Where to? Off we go. I'll take it.
require great alliances, my
That's so
kin.
sad.
Slam dances. That's mine.
Hello, Dignio. What? Will be making a trip. Yeah, bro, I'm happy to hello again.
No, no, no.
Nice والله المصايب بتدري لك.
Almost had me. I'm indebted to you, goddess.
Well, it simply isn't in my nature to allow such offerings to go unanswered, noble cousin. In turn, I wish for you to have this, with my compliments.
Lady Athena, thank you.
When I first notified Lord Father Zeus and other members of our family of your existence, Zagreus, it was Uncle Poseidon here who first leapt up and pledged his power.
Exactly so, Athena. You with that fine memory of yours. For it isn't every day I learn my doleful brother Hades sired a fine son. He does not know how good he has it there. And you, nephew, could have it even better here.
Duo power.
Oh, scary.
You come to fulfill my father's wishes.
Terrible timing of Puppet Fight. Oh no. Puppet Fight. I'm so out of rhythm.
Oh, damn it.
Like what? Wait, you're fucking sweet at me, I guess.
Can't do that.
How you doing? this? Never really watched Chowder this one either. Gumball. That's who you are. Not Chowder.
I shall protect you, cousin.
Enjoy your magma bath.
Thanks. Made that a lot harder than it needed to be. Here we go, mini boss. I have no pipe left. Wait, this is the same mini boss from earlier, isn't it? Yeah, I killed this guy first try last time. But it's gonna be friendly.
Next region. Courtesy of the Pact.
Antibiotic-resistant product wasn't involved. Number proposed a business transaction. Allow your being short-sighted. I'll tell it if we can drop it out. Oh, you're a man of decisive action. The man calling himself Berlin hired a bounty hunter by me and my associates. Berlin hired one bounty hunter, he hired 5. I want their names. I'm willing to pay $3 million. We do need to go quickly, though. Now, 30 seconds? Or you give me the names for free. We really should have asked. We really should. You could keep your money. You do what I want, so I'll be with the fire. You recently acquired 3 Hellfire missiles at a considerable discount. Business transaction.
So then, things working out for you. That's good. That's good. She likes.
The haste of Hermes. Close call. There's something. Something's off.
Death has arrived.
The State Building had been completely engulfed by the Arachio. The Arachio was trying to devour Mary Jane, but Spider-Man fearlessly hurled a metal beam at it, and just as the creature opened its mouth, he dove straight in and began searching for her. Mary Jane had already heard Peter's voice, and he was shouting, "I'm here!" Eventually, Peter managed to find her, and the two embraced. Together, they combined their strength and caused a massive explosion within the Arachio. As Mary Jane was falling to the building, Peter caught her just in time and saved her. Afterward, the two went their separate ways once again. After battling the Venom, Spider-Man was racing through New York to rescue Mary Jane, and the Empire State Building had been completely engulfed by the Arachio. The Arachio was trying to devour Mary Jane, but Spider-Man fearlessly hurled a metal beam at it, and just as the creature opened its mouth, he dove straight in and began searching for her. Mary Jane had already heard Peter's voice, and he was shouting, "I'm here!" Eventually, Peter managed to find her, and the two embraced. Together, they combined their strength and caused a massive explosion from within the Arachio. As Mary Jane was falling from the building, Peter caught her just in time and saved her. Afterward, the two went their separate ways once again. After battling the Venom, Spider-Man was racing through New York to rescue Mary Jane, and the Empire State Building had been completely engulfed by the Arachio. The Arachio was trying to devour Mary Jane, but Spider-Man fearlessly hurled a metal beam at it, and just as the creature opened its mouth, he dove straight in and began searching for her. Mary Jane had already heard Peter's voice, and he was shouting, "I'm here!" Eventually, Peter managed to find her, and the two
without so much as telling me goodbye. I suppose you knew I'd catch up with you sooner or later. Is that it?
I left when it was necessary.
Together, they combined their strength and caused a massive explosion from within the Arachnios. As Mary Jane was falling from the building, Peter caught her just in time and saved her. Afterward, the two went their separate ways once again. After battling the Venoms, Spider-Man was racing through New York to rescue Mary Jane, and the Empire State Building had been completely engulfed by the Arachio. The Arachio was trying to devour Mary Jane, but Spider-Man fearlessly hurled a metal beam at it, and just as the creature opened its mouth, he dove straight in and began searching for her. Mary Jane had already heard Peter's voice, and he was shouting, "I'm here!" Eventually, Peter managed to find her, and the two embraced. Together, they combined their strength and caused a massive explosion within the Arachio. As Mary Jane was falling from the building, Peter caught her just in time and saved her. Afterward, the two went their separate ways once again. After battling the Venom, Spider-Man was racing through New York to rescue Mary Jane, and the Empire State Building had been completely engulfed by the Arachio. The Arachio was trying to devour Mary Jane, but Spider-Man fearlessly hurled a metal beam at it, and just as the creature opened...
In a simple experiment, researchers at the University of Chicago sought to find out whether a rat would release a fellow rat from an unpleasantly restrictive cage if it could. The answer was yes. The free rat, occasionally hearing distress calls from its compatriot, learned to open the cage and did so with greater efficiency over time. It would release the other animal...
I understand that you created quite a stir within Elysium. An all-out brawl within Eternal Paradise.
You call that paradise? It's just a bunch of shades bored out of their former skulls, itching for a chance to feel alive again.
What would you know of it? The greatest mortals have their every need fulfilled within that place. Dread to hear what they shall say of all of this.
You'll find out soon enough. Achilles on break, I guess.
Go about your business, Zag. What if Lord Hades saw us chatting like this now? I risked everything by helping you out there, and still you failed.
Turns out there's quite a lot of dead to fight down in the underworld. Though I probably got farther than I would have thanks to you.
Always happy to oblige. Especially when it causes me to risk my station. To risk everything I've worked for.
Gone.
Even if there wasn't the payoff of a reunion with it. Astonishingly, if given access to a small hoard of chocolate chips, the free rat would usually save at least one treat for the captain, which is a lot to expect of a rat. The researchers came to the unavoidable conclusion that what they were seeing was actually and apparently selfless behavior driven by that mental state. A new model of empathy, The Rats, by David Brown, Washington
But that's just a technicality.
In a simple experiment, researchers at the University of Chicago sought to find out whether a rat will release a fellow rat from an unpleasantly restrictive cage.
Why, yes.
The answer was yes.
That more
The
than
free
anything, my
rat,
friend.
occasionally hearing
Provided
distress
she wanted
calls
to
from its
see me.
compatriot, learned to open the cage
tried
and
once
did
to
so with
disturb her
greater
everlasting
efficiency
rest.
over time.
As
It
you
would
well
release
know.
the other animal even if there
You're not
wasn't
making
the
this
payoff
easier,
of a
Orpheus. The
reunion
Olympians
with
can't
it.
really see me, can they,
Astonishingly,
Nix?
if given
I mean,
access
not
to
very
a
well.
small hoard of
I
chocolate
get that they can
chips, the
sense
free
details
rat
here
would
and there,
usually
but
save
they
at
don't know
least
the full
one
extent
treat
of
for
what's
the
going on.
captive, which is a
Are
lot
we
to
really so
expect of
far
a
beyond
rat.
the
The
Olympians?
researchers
You are
came to the
uncharted from them,
unavoidable
child.
conclusion that what
For
they
your
were
own
What if I
benefit
told you
and
there's a
theirs.
nation in Overlord that
They
worships
know as
former
much
players
as
as gods
necessary
and
to
would kill
assist.
non-humans to protect that
And I
belief?
trust
The
they
Slain
shall,
Theocracy is
for
one of
as
the
long as you
oldest and most
require.
powerful human nations
They
in the
are bound to
series. Now,
one
I'm
another as
600 years
family.
Top 3 trending anime in May 2025, and number 3 Windbreaker Season 2. This season aired in
Wretched
April,
Broker,
but
what's
still
new, my
running
friend?
currently, and number 2 The Beginning After the End. Season 1 also aired in April 2025. It's currently running and is based on the popular web novel and the webtoon. At number 1, From Old Country Pumpkin
take
to
the
a Master
special, please.
Swordsman. This anime is also aired in April 2025 and it's still going and it's awesome. Top 3 trending anime in May 2025, and number 3
guess this came to
Windbreaker
pass.
Season 2. This season aired in April, but still running currently, and number 2 The Beginning After the End. Season 1 also aired in April 2025. It's currently running and is based on the popular web novel and the webtoon. At number 1, From Old Country Pumpkin to a Master Swordsman. This anime is also
Seems
aired
like a
in
good
April
deal.
2025 and it's still going and it's awesome. Top 3 trending anime in May 2025, and number 3 Windbreaker Season 2. This season aired in April, but still running currently, and number 2 The Beginning After the End. Season 1 also aired in April 2025. It's currently running
to
and is based on the
choose?
popular web novel and the webtoon. At number 1, From Old Country Pumpkin to a Master Swordsman. This anime is also aired in April 2025 and
My
it's still
choice is
going and it's
made.
awesome. Top 3 trending anime in May 2025,
Why
and
are
number
some
3
chambers in
Windbreaker
my
Season
house
2.
off
This season
limits? Someone deserving access would not ask. You can't always go where you please.
We're finished.
I'll go where I please.
Why the hell would you do that?
You
Hey,
found
Lori,
me,
how are you
Artemis.
doing? Oh, that's a good sign.
At the risk of incurring your wrath, Lady Artemis, I hope you will accept this from me and see that my gratitude for all you have done for me is genuine.
Words damaged in surgery. How did you do that? I am sorry, I made a mistake.
We're suing you. She's 27 years old. You ruined her life. We are going to sue you.
Stop. Going to hear you.
This will kill Lexi. It'll destroy our confidence.
By that time, you guys want to month off some new Black Phone 2 trailers. Let's get into it. Only am I surprised that they're doing another
What
Black
do you
Phone
know?
with this
Another gift of nectar.
You know how the
That's
Black...
quite thoughtful of you, Zagreus. Normally don't care much for the stuff, but every now and then, I mean, why not?
Phone ends in the first movie, and spoiler alert ahead if you didn't see it. At the end of the movie, our main character
Once
Ben
you
goes
make it to
toe-to-toe
Olympus,
with
we'll go
Grabber.
hunting
Then manages
sometime,
to actually get the better
you
of him, hits him with the two-piece
I
combo
like being
on
on
the
my
biscuit,
own
and
and
sends
all,
his
but
ass straight to hell.
it's
One
been
would think
nice.
that would be the end because Ben defeated him. At least we would get a break. But apparently the Grabber is playing our stink meal. Plain as death can stop this beef. Like, how jacked up is this? Imagine escaping somebody and they can still come back from the dead to haunt you.
Come on, let's fight.
He's on some serious slave topic with his sister this time. She's one of the things that saved him at the beginning. So now he's about to turn her kids to her drinking some milk because her whole leads back to that same basement. Ethan Hawke and Mason James absolutely killed him in the first movie. So I'm doubly hyped to see more of their dynamic in this because this Black Phone looks like it's going to be exploring even more messed up parts of the Grabber's past. But I'm hyped to see Black Phone. What do you guys think? By that time, you guys want to month off some new Black Phone 2. Not only am I surprised that they're doing another Black Phone, but this is a sequel. You know how the Black Phone ends in the first movie, and spoiler alert ahead if you didn't see it. At the end of the movie, the main character Ben goes toe-to-toe with the Grabber. It manages to actually get the better of him. It hits him with a two-piece
That's you
combo
and
no
me,
biscuit and
fishies.
sends his ass straight to hell. One would think that would be the end because Ben... I feel every bit of pain that I cause for my people. How just...
Darkcom is abusing orphans to turn them into brainwashed soldiers.
Really? Well, is that not how you would describe yourself? Why? Darkcom forbid you. We mean no harm. We're just trying to get to safety.
Only safety is their species extinction.
You don't understand. I adopted your ambitions changed to my enemy relation first.
No chance. A form of power.
That I'm close for my people.
chugging a gallon of milk. Where are those guys when I'm solo queuing? It feels like May 30th hit, and all of those guys crawled out of their cave and just hissed at the sun and turned around. And I'm not saying I'm good at this game at all. In fact, I'm saying the opposite. I suck and I hate those guys. Where'd they go? I mean, all those people talking about how easy Elden Ring was, it'd be pretty easy to fill a third of a god squad, wouldn't it? I got Tristan on his second monitor managing his Sydney Sweeney fan account. Lock in, guys. Lock in. This game is exclusive to all of the Classic Souls fans. Did you guys say you could Elden Ring on a Game Boy Advance with an expired battery during a marathon or chugging a gallon of milk? Where's those guys when I'm solo queuing? It feels like May 30th hit, and all of those guys crawled out of their cave and just hissed at the sun and turned around. And I'm not saying I'm good at this game at all. In fact, I'm saying the opposite. I suck and I hate those guys. Where'd they go?
Perhaps the elder brother Hades must have tried to poison you against us lot. I can imagine it clear as water, nephew. I'm proud that you've resisted his undoubtedly most twisted words.
Lock in, guys. Lock. Even in debt, Norman Osborn hates it.
Easy for you to say. You were there when he had us attacked by pirates.
Or when he moved to lil-yusei Island.
Or when he tried to capture me at the Flyers Emerald. Why would you even try to defend him? Because, Katara, you're always knowing one crucial fact. Take me, the fireman teacher. We can't think of a single person in the world doing the job. Now one shows up on a silver platter, who won't even not having Zuko as my teacher.
Alright, you're not funny.
Well, I guess that's settled. I'm beginning to wonder
Who's there? Stay back!
my feet!
I'm sorry! It was a mistake!
Get away from me!
Let me help you! I'm sorry!
Get off me! Get off me!
Should have keep me going.
Easy for you to say. You were there when he had us attacked by pirates. When he moved to lil-yusei Island. Or when he tried to capture me at the Flyers Emerald. Why would you even try to defend him? Because, Katara, you're all ignoring one crucial fact. Take me, the fireman teacher. We can't think of a single person in the world doing the job. Now one shows up on a silver platter, who won't even not having Zuko as my teacher.
Alright, you're not funny.
Well, guess that's settled. I'm beginning to wonder.
You praised Machine 4 forever as being called the greatest special operation of all time. Some think the atomic bomb event of our lifetime is that there'll be a very clear before or after point in history because of it. Reportedly, yesterday Ukraine destroyed 34% of Russian strategic bombers in a drone attack on like another. And they did this with putting drones in shipping containers from wooden kid houses and then shipping them to areas near Fort air bases. And then activating it, the roofs of the containers opening and the drones flying out and hitting the Russian bombers. There being claims that these drones were controlled by AI rather than a person, though I will say there the Pentagon says it's unsure. And notably, there was no air defense to shoot these down because typically you don't have anti-air systems at an airbase 3,000 miles in your own country. Also, the attack's been called cost-effective because the drones are said to only cost around $4,000 each, and to the untrained eye, they kind of look like a DJI drone that TikTokers use. It's also said that the containers had self-destructed after the drones had launched. You know, with this, aside from the fact that Russia's going to have a harder time now with Ukrainian civilians, this is kind of as rough a psychological attack as you can get. But imagine being on Russian leader right now. Every single shipping container in your country can be a weapon, and every highway that you drill on is now a threat vector. Imagine spending all the containers there, instead of just switching all your drivers to have to monitor and drill through. That's going to slow down the supply chain to a grinding halt. For now, all this animal, Ukraine needs war forever and what's being called the greatest special operation of all time. Some think this could be the atomic bomb event of our lifetime, and there will be a very clear before or after point in history because of this. Because reportedly, yesterday Ukraine destroyed 34% of Russian strategic bombers in a drone attack on like they did this by drones in shipping containers from wooden kid houses and shipping them to areas near Fort air bases. Then activating it, the roofs of the containers opening and the drones flying out and hitting the Russian bombers. There being claims that these drones were controlled by AI rather than a person, though I will say there the Pentagon says it's unsure. And notably, there was no air defense to shoot these down because typically you don't have anti-air systems at the airbase 3,000 miles into your own country. Also, the attack's been called cost-effective because the drones are said to only cost around $4,000 each, and to the untrained eye, they kind of look like a DJI drone that TikTokers use. It's also said that the containers had self-destructed after the drone. It's Smitty. Sarge. You can't park your personal vehicle in spots designated for marked units. Ours isn't my vehicle. It's my house. Hashtag van life. You can't park your house in marked spots here.
More burn fingers?
from Olympus, boss. This goes. Zagreus, take absolutely all the time you need making your way to us. We know the going must be treacherous, and we assure you our support however long it takes. Oh, how about that?
Boys, it's dignity I expect from a man of
Moving right along.
Sergeant Smith,
Of course, it's
we
set.
stopped the truck too. Truck near top, driver and custody. Everything's gonna be Smitty, as far as you can't park your personal vehicle in spots designated for markings. It's my vehicle, it's my house. There's tag van light. You can't park your house in park spots either.
Not clear. Not aware. Or your fingertips will dramatic hurt. Look
If there's one person that Batman does not want to fight besides Superman, it's Wonder Woman. Because Batman in most situations, Clark will pull his punches. Wonder Woman will go for a vital spot 100% of the time if you're net. That's why in the comic Justice League of America.
But here, my gift shall see you.
2006, when Batman and a handful of other diggers get captured by the Injustice League, Batman escapes a straitjacket and then immediately goes to free up Diana. And the only problem that the Injustice League runs into is now you just made it really fix the Clark will rationally agree and just start punching the walls. While Diana, she becomes a lot more calculated. Diana knows how strong she is, and she really uses her fingers. Because most of the time when Batman needs to handle Wonder Woman, he tries to play on the fact that she needs to have something. Like in Wonder Woman the other day, the minute that girl Danielle meets Diana's request for protection, Bruce has lost his life. That's why when they end up scrapping, Diana steps on his head and tells him to submit. The only contingency plan that Batman has for Wonder Woman is Superman. If there's one person that Batman does not want to fight besides Superman, it's Wonder Woman. Because besides the fact that in most situations Clark will pull his punches, Wonder Woman will go for a vital spot 100% of the time if you're an enemy. That's why in the comic Justice League of America from 2006, when Batman and a handful of other leaders get captured by the Injustice League, Batman escapes a straitjacket and then immediately goes to free up Diana. And the only problem that the Injustice League runs into is now you just made really big stuff. Because Clark will get irrational and just start punching the walls. While Diana, she becomes a lot more calculated. Diana knows how strong she is and she really uses her fingers. Because most of the time when Batman needs to handle Wonder Woman, he tries to play on the fact that she is an Amazon woman and that she'll bend the knee to many of the Greek traditions. Like in Wonder Woman Hecate, the minute that girl Danielle hits Diana's doorstep and requests protection, Bruce has lost the fight. That's why when they end up scrapping, Diana steps on his head and tells him to submit.
This is the best hidden XP farm in Elden Ring Night Raid, making you able to hit level 12 at the end of night 1. There's one big catch. To start your run, you want to hit level 4 as fast as possible. Go to as many churches as you can if it makes sense with your pathing so you can have more classes. Once you hit level 4, it's time to go straight to the castle. The big catch from earlier, this method works best only if a certain enemy appears. But there can be 3 different variations of enemies that spawn at the castle. Giant trolls that throw jars at you.
This means you must have paid the Burton's ransom here.
Highly recommend getting this. This is called Take All of Day 2 to complete. Now you want to start at the church of the volcano.
Barry gives Wally his flashbang, stating that he no longer deserves it because of his recent uncontrolled behavior that came with his new negative speed power. But Wally took the cue to take him, telling him that he just needs some training to figure out how to control his power. So he eventually learns that the negative speed force is able to connect the monitor on his head to collect data on the negative speed force to examine it later on. He began running and wouldn't have stopped if it wasn't for Wally's tackle. However, that was still enough data for Rena to better understand the negative speed force, which Wally was quite suspicious of because she wasn't explaining much. But then after catching up with her, Mina would call in the Black Hole Army and reveal that she was just here for revenge and therefore ran around him absorbing all of his negative powers. As she then states that she's doing this essentially because Barry left her to die in the Speed Force when Godspeed attacked her, and also because he isn't brave enough for the negative force, and with that she just leaves, letting the two absolutely confused. Barry gives Wally his flash ring, stating that he no longer deserves it because of his recent uncontrolled behavior that came with his new negative speed power. Wally just refused to take it, telling him that he just needs some training to figure out how to control these new powers. So he eventually learns that the negative speed force is heavily connected to his emotions, meaning that if he can keep himself calm, he'll be able to use the powers to his advantage. And so after finishing up some side missions, Barry tries to get Wally to open up about Robin kicking him out of the Teen Titans before they just went their separate ways. He went his first day at his new job alongside his colleague Kristen and Ironblade. The two arrived late and
I found it.
It's high tide.
I found it.
What's about that time? Here's one of my thoughts. Should be season 2 teaser trips. Boy, I have the Marina turn up this season. Imagine saving the school quality from evil suits that they were created in and out of nowhere, but in a prison camp. Then being blamed for the attack on people who are actually responsible in the 7 now. One thing I really love about this season, after the event, they're just going full on brother. Oh yeah, segregation. Yeah, y'all need to know that you humans are inferior now. They're just straight out of you to let you know that this is how things are gonna be. Since Chance who plays Margaret is back away. This story now. It was actually really interesting that they're making this an adventure polarity as well. And another reason why I would like should be they're just going for it. They just said, oh yeah, the school is now just a fight ground. You are no longer students, y'all are weapons. You need to live up to that name. Y'all will be marketed, you will be weaponized, you will be turned onto the public. It's either you get on board with how things are because there is no other choice, or you're going to be fighting back against this new regime. Either way, sophomore year looks like the wildest season yet. What do you guys think? Tell us about that time. You guys want my thoughts on Gen Z season 2 teaser trips? Let's get into it. Boy, I absolutely need Marine to turn up this season. Imagine saving the school publicly from evil suits that they were creating in and out of nowhere, but in a prison camp. Then being blamed for the attack while the people who are actually responsible are in the 7 now. One thing I really love about this season, after the event, they're just going full on brother. Oh yeah, segregation. Yeah, y'all need to know that you humans are inferior now. They're just straight out of you to let you know that this is how things are gonna be. And since Chance who plays Margaret is back away, I was wondering about this story now. It was actually really interesting that they're making this a revenge story for polarity as well. And another reason why I really like Gen B, they're just going for it. They just said, oh yeah, the school is now just a fight club. You are no longer students, y'all are weapons. You need to live up to that name. Y'all will be marketed, you will be weaponized, you will be turned onto the public. It's either you get on board with how things are because there is no other choice, or you're going to be fighting back against this new regime. Either way, sophomore year.
What? Yuck! How could a second robbery here today? In all fairness, your first robbery is this was high. What's the difference? It's simple. You know I was George Clooney. Rob the bank. We Latino. That idea for a body in it. Because they only been on these classes at a time. And I helped you guys. Hey man, you was sharp. Bro, like, I should have had you put up on the group. This is crazy. Shit. That's why I'm getting that. Come on, Barry.
Butterflies.
Can you piss on yourself? No. No, I perspire very heavily.
Stropos.
Second robbery here today. In all fairness, your first robbery here today.
Making a Dankaroba fearless of every Dankaroba character is Day 31, Nakamura. Nakamura is the goal of this game. He was willing to sacrifice himself for Akane. He's the person's friend when he can, and he sacrificed himself to save everyone from starving. Nakamura gets an A tier. Making a Dankaroba fearless of every Dankaroba character is Day 31, Nakamura. Nakamura is the goal of this game. He was willing to sacrifice himself for Akane. He supports his friend when he can, and he sacrificed himself to save everyone from starving. Nakamura gets an A tier. Speaking of Dekuropa tier lists, I've ever Dekuropa here. Day 31, Nekumaro. Nekumaro is the... I've said this a few times. If you're coming in to Elden Ring for the first time now, you're coming in totally fresh, not knowing anything. Can you guys imagine going through 80, 90 hours probably to get to Moog and killing Radon, and then all of a sudden you touch this hand and you're transported here, and then you can go back and do the rest of the game? This game is unbelievable. In that case, it's mind-blowing. For the people that wait, I've said this a few times, if you're coming in to Elden Ring for the first time now, you're coming in totally fresh, not knowing anything. Can you guys imagine going through 80, 90 hours probably to get to Moog and killing Radon, and then all of a sudden you touch this hand and you're transported here, and then you can go back and do the rest of the game? This game is unbelievable. In that case, it's mind-blowing. For the people that waited around for 2.5 years like we did, it doesn't feel that way anymore. Anybody coming in now for the first time, this is absolutely freaking insane, and I would say it's the best game of all time. I've said this a few times, if you're coming in to Elden Ring for the first time now, you're coming in totally fresh, not knowing anything. Can you guys imagine going through 80, 90 hours probably to get to Moog and killing Radon, and then all of a sudden you touch this hand and you're transported here, and then you can go back and do the rest of the game? This game is unbelievable. In that case, it's mind-blowing. For the people that waited around for 2.5 years like we did, it doesn't...
Excuse me if I do apply for a small business loan?
And what's your business?
Big cheeks and shape of different celebrities'
As you can
faces.
plainly see, monster, as has Asterius. And this time, we are filled with renewed vigor to destroy you utterly.
So we're locked in an endless cycle of violence, basically. I guess that's one way for you to pass the time here in this stodgy place.
You take that back about Elysium. Or better, I shall make you eat those careless, inappropriate remarks. Come, Asterius, to war!
What do you think? Yes.
Wesley T. Parker, Vice President for Federal Savings, pleasure to meet you, man. Every 2 months, the typical loan officer approves 35 to 41. You've given out 561 total on average. What's even more unusual are the amounts. A $250 mountain bike, inspector districts never given out to all. Still, towards that much, you might be rating our followers at the most these people. So grateful to have their needs met. More than 19% of them are following payments. Because you've given out so many, we're actually making a lot of money.
Do you feel like to apply for a small business loan?
And what's your business?
I think cheeks and shape of different celebrities' faces.
Wow, Mickey Moore.
What do you think?
Yes.
Carl, I need you for a second thought.
No holding back.
I don't think it's been all this about you being approving it.
Vice President for Federal Savings, pleasure to meet you, man. Every 2 months, the typical loan officer approves 35 to 41. You've given out 561 total on average. What's even more unusual are the amounts. A $250 mountain bike, inspector districts never given out to all. Still, towards that much, you might be rating our followers at the most these people. So grateful to have their needs met. More than 19% of them are following payments. And because you've given out so many of them, we're actually making a lot of money.
Do you feel like to apply for a small business loan?
And what's your business?
I think cheeks and shape of different celebrities' faces.
Wow, Mickey Moore.
What do you think?
Yes.
Let's do this, right? Carl, I need you for a second thought.
created a supreme weapon for the government. Weapon Z, a very powerful modified mutant that will work for us and totally against his will. Against his will? We use advanced methods of persuasion and mind control to ensure this. Right, and how does that work? We basically spend the whole day torturing him in many different and absolutely horrible ways. And we make him have nightmares too. A lot of nightmares. We believe that the more anger and hatred he has for us, the more he'll want to collaborate with us. Unusual, but what kind of nightmares does he have?
Thank you,
Most of the time he sees my face in demonic and distorted ways. It's pretty creepy. Sorry, didn't quite understand that. So he sees you in his nightmares? It is part of the psychological torture. 24 hours a day, we throw in some pictures of his wife who was murdered and his daughter who was kidnapped by us, plus some images of all of his friends who died in the war that they fought together. It wasn't even us who killed his friends. I personally asked to have my face added to his memories to make it more efficient. We even put a big screen in front of it with my face laughing, foreseeing the destruction of everything he loved in case he forgot my face. Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. The powers of this mutant have immortality, uncontrolled anger, little ability to hear reasoning, and claws that can cut through any metal or handcuffs like butter. Well, you really seem to have thought of everything. Why is this not experiment A or B? Is there a reason, maybe, that he's the letter Z? I don't know exactly. Oh, you don't? Are you sure? No, I'm from here. My predecessor unfortunately died in an accident during an earlier project, but it is curious indeed. Yes, of course. Did you guys maybe start the alphabet backwards? Maybe there's a possibility that he's a long line of deadly mutant weapons that have escaped from here. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I think I've been after doing some research about it. It's okay. I don't think it's that. Mr. Governor, we have finally created a supreme weapon for the government. Weapon Z, a very powerful, modified mutant that will work for us and totally against his will. Against his will? We use advanced methods of persuasion and mind control to ensure this. Right, and how does that work? We basically spend the whole day torturing him in many different and absolutely horrible ways, and we make him have nightmares too. A lot of nightmares. We believe that the more you guys let it go, he's retired, yes. And that's what I want to do. Sergeant's training, or you be the bad guy? Wait, isn't that a conversation? What's that? The best thing to do is to show respect and be straight up. Thank you, Mr. Mack. Maybe I already came to retirement and volunteering as a clinic. Looks like I'm talking. Of course, I always knew I'd be working for you one day, but you went through in your early career. Could have taken down less man. You haven't done anything with grace or truth. Go on ahead. So that's right. Thanks, Jerry. Need to show your name. Jerry, me. You say you're right. You're all the sex lives to that. Jerry, drive it. All true. Right, that's taking by an ultimate. Guys, by the cops, it's easy to phone home. I'll check on Homo lucenensis, a species recently identified from fossils found in the Philippines. Presents a captivating puzzle.
Just what I need.
What little is known about their societal structures, this diminutive hominid likely adapted to island life with unique survival. I've served you well. It's really concerned. And your pets. Did the reject the Song Dynasty and
ready for the
Christmas head. A newspaper made from recycled paper, printed with glass and embedded after reading it, and in its soul, watering it soon flowers are. Where have you been, brother?
No,
I don't have a lot of time. Socrates needs help. The Peruvian?
doesn't look so hot. You don't look hot either, Marshall. It's a weird shirt.
Within the
Come on,
desecrated
man. Look,
layer
it's a
of the
long
god
story.
of
He
dividing
hasn't been
satyrs,
I'm gonna help myself to some food, okay? If you can't take care of a lot, why you trust a gorgeous specimen like this to your half-brother Zay, a well-trained herpetologist? Zay, you're not a trained herpetologist! Self-trained. I gotta get one. Thor was so exhausted that he began losing his mind and therefore talked to Loki, expressing that he wanted to rest and let his body be taken over by Donald Blake, who was a human created by Odin in order to give Thor a taste of the human experience while also letting him rest if he wanted to, which all happened by slamming a certain cane. And although Loki was against the idea, Thor ended up doing it anyways. However, for some reason, instead of resting, Thor lands in the world. Donald Blake stays in when Thor is in control.
Strength to circumvent what should have been a certainty. Now you cannot stay dead. Such is the wry humor of the fates.
Nick saved me, so according to the fates, I was never meant to be born, since neither you nor Mother are of the underworld, something like that? Or was it just another lie you told, to Mother and whoever else?
You think everything a lie. The realm beneath our feet was appointed to me on certain conditions, not that I had much of a choice. Among them, a one-time surface dweller such as I would never have an heir.
You really believe that? Then why attempt to have a child anyway?
You don't know anything. Why anyone would choose to have a child is a mystery to me. The fates said I would never have an heir. Perhaps this was all they meant.
On the other hand, Donald was transformed into a quite different, only for him to attack Loki and stab the king. He was basically mad because he realized that he was just a puppet put in a big world, created for the sole purpose of serving Odin and Thor. He therefore immediately went to Asgard to recruit an old Thor, but Philip and Volstagg quickly pulled up on him, only for Phil to get his Thor enchantment ripped out of them. Meanwhile, Lord Donald fought against Mr. Dorgan, who explains that this is all his fault because he tried to corrupt Donald and get his help to take down Odin. However, when Donald went to Dorgan, and therefore opened Donald's eyes as to how he's just an insignificant toy for Odin. And that's when Donald saw Dorgan's power and realized that he had access to Odin's force, which was why he was so powerful. Meanwhile, Donald was shading up to go and talk to Jean to see if she knew where Odin was, but she supposedly didn't. He then went out to find Frog and jumped him down his throat. However, he came back and knocked Donald out in the strange, only for him to pick up and leave him alone to siphon Odin's magic from him. But Jean then showed up and made him whole because he didn't want to get hurt. And while Donald went to get even more powerful by stealing the world to his power, Jane went to ask Odin to stop his madness. Odin explains that after making Thor the king of Asgard and having his wife leave him, he ended up becoming an alcoholic. Strange, the Asgardians then pulled him on Donald and he was ready to take the throne until an armored Lucian was revealing to him that his fake world was inside of that strange meeting that he still thought it was going straight to Thor was in there, which made him so powerful that he transformed his spirit into the destroyer armor. The armor pulled Donald around until he pulled out Mjolnir out of his body, only for Bill to fall into his side and smack him down.
Finished here
yet. Io non vedo resto mi stesso.
Skelly's lucky too.
Blood and death together hand in hand. Now this.
No. Son of a bitch!
Consider that a reimbursement for last time.
How am I going to beat him?